What's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a great day. Just a quick announcement before we get started. So in case you don't know, we do live streams not only on Saturday now, but Wednesday night. So tomorrow night, Wednesday, we will be doing a live stream at 7 p.m. Eastern right here on the channel. I will be giving you details on my 7,500 subscriber giveaway. So I will let you know what we're going to offer you, and I'll let you know how to enter, so it will all start tomorrow. So please join us tomorrow night on the channel, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, live stream. So today, everyone, I really need your help. So we're thinking about what is going to be replacing the FRS. And as you know, if you follow me on here a long time, if you follow me on Twitter and Instagram, you know by now I am what I call myself an automotive scatterbrain. One day I'm thinking one thing, the next day I'm thinking another thing. But I've pretty much narrowed it down to a 2018 Camry XSE V6, which we've done our reviews on, we've done our tests on. I'm absolutely in love with the vehicle, 110%, no doubt about it. Or get myself another bike, another Harley Davidson. So it's really down to those two things. So today I'm gonna go over a couple pros and cons of each, at least how it fits my life. And obviously I want you guys to help me figure out what to do here, because I don't like to make decisions on my own. That's why I have you, the viewers, here to help me. And if you have some suggestions for other vehicles that I haven't mentioned, please do so in good taste, in the same area, we'll call it. So don't tell me to get a Lamborghini Gallardo, because I can't afford that. But yeah, the same idea would be great. I'm always open to suggestions. And honestly, there are a lot of things you guys have told me to get, and I would have never thought of on my own. And I get it, and I love it. So I always listen to you guys. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about the Camry first. So when the Camry came out, the XSE V6, kind of fell in love with the looks of it, but, you know, never really thought much into it. Liberty Toyota gave me a Camry XSE V6 to test out, and he's a very smart man when he gives me those cars, because honestly, it's exactly what I thought it would be. It's just awesome in a lot of different ways. So my pros on the Camry XSE V6 as far as owning one is it's fun, but also practical. Now that is the big word there in this, practical. It's a practical vehicle. You can go out, you can put it in sport mode, you could use your paddle shifters, have a great time with it. Crazy good cornering on the car and all that, but guess what? You could fit a family in there. You could, you know, you could put luggage in there. There's endless space. It's very practical, but also very fun. I applaud all automotive manufacturers when they come out with a car like that. And, you know, that's a big thing nowadays when it comes to that actual market, you know, for the sedans. People don't just want regular sedans anymore. They want a sedan that has a little power to it, has a little fun in it. And a lot of people say the Camry XSE V6 is one of the most fun cars they've ever driven. And that's how good it is. And I'm definitely in agreement with that. It is a lot of fun. So my pros are practicality, also fun. I like the tech in the car. It's pretty loaded up. And as I always say, and you guys know, I'm a Tundra owner, so I'm not really used to a lot of tech. So when I get in that car, I'm kind of in shock in a good way. So those are my main pros for the car. And I would like to have a daily driver that has a little bit of everything in it. Meaning it has, like I said, a little bit of tech. It has the navigation in case I ever need to travel anywhere. It's something I don't mind driving, and I'm not really giving up on anything, because we have the Tundra, absolutely love the Tundra. Tundra's #1, especially this truck. But I really don't want this truck sitting at my job every day. You know, I don't want to deal with the dents, that kind of thing. I want to drive the truck for channel purposes only. I feel like we're getting to that point in the channel. You know, I obviously drive the truck everywhere. Everywhere I go, the truck comes with me. As you see right now, I'm going to jog in a snowstorm, but the truck is with me. I just don't want it to sit at work, you know, so, and that is what kind of the Camry XSE V6 would be for me. So those are my pros. My cons, there's a couple. #1, and this is, again, a me thing, I'm not a fan that the Camry doesn't have any parts available for it. Like, I feel like TRD is really missing the whole point with this. So the Camry XSE V6 is supposed to be their enthusiast trim for that car, their fun trim for the Camry. make a TRD sway bar package or an exhaust or an intake. There's not much available out there. I did see one brand yesterday actually came out with an exhaust. I would like to see other aftermarket brands come out with exhaust, but I'd really like to see TRD capitalize on this potential moneymaker, because if there was TRD parts for it, especially an intake and an exhaust, I would buy it. So a big con for me, it would be tough to do any modifications to the car unless I actually went out and got stuff custom made. So like, you know, I would like to have the car on the channel a little bit. I won't overwhelm you with the Camry because it is a Tundra channel, but you know, I want to be able to do some modifications to it, so I'll have to figure that out. Overall, I would be buying the Camry for me, not necessarily for the channel, like I said, Tundra channel. But, you know, it's going to be on the channel, so I want to have some fun with it too. So that's my biggest con of that vehicle. So when it comes to riding a motorcycle, if you're someone who's never done it before, it is a very, very unique feeling and experience, unlike anything else. Anyone who rides will tell you there's nothing like riding a bike. It's just, it's its own thing. There's nothing to compare it to at all. I loved it. I loved everything about when I had my motorcycle. I rode all the time. I had some buddies at work. We would all get out at the same time every day. We'd all hop on our bikes and go for a nice ride, get some dinner. You know, it's a lot of fun. It's just a great time. And, you know, the payments are cheaper and I can get something sweet. And I have my eye on a few different Harley Davidsons. So I've already had that ownership experience, so I know what to expect. So the pros of a motorcycle would, A, just to be able to get a bike again, get out there and experience a little freedom. That would be a lot of fun. Another pro would be to basically get back into motorcycles in the way of checking out all the models again. You know, like when I was into bikes, you know, I would go over to the Harley shop every once in a while and just basically walk around and check out the motorcycles. They're just awesome. I love to be involved in that. It's kind of its own thing. There's automotive enthusiasts like I am, and there's motorcycle enthusiasts, but it's a great way to be part of a little community. I know my local Harley Davidson dealership always throws barbecues and you meet a lot of great people and stuff like that, and I kind of miss that a little bit. The biggest con for me when it comes to motorcycle ownership of any sort, and it's more self-inflicted, is the fact that when I owned my motorcycle, I lived a block from the ocean, and the salt air would just destroy all the metal on the bike. It would just start to rust out the bike super quick. It was very hard to keep everything in working, operating condition. The battery would die. I didn't have a garage. Having a garage is almost essential to motorcycle ownership, unless you live down south when it's warm all the time. But when you're up here in the cold, that's the hardest part, and that makes owning a bike tough, because you're paying payments on the motorcycle. Well, if you finance, you're paying payments on the motorcycle, so you feel obligated to keep up with the machine, of course. You know, it's not like you bought it for $2,000 and it's just kind of sitting there, and when you have time, you have time. I mean, these bikes nowadays are not cheap. If you want to get a cheap bike nowadays, at least a Harley Davidson, it's $11,000, you know? And if you want to get a decent one, it's $17,000. A lot of people say when you buy Harley, you're only buying the name. I completely disagree with that. I've ridden quite a few motorcycles from quite a few different brands. Harleys just have a feel of their own. The sound of them is different. The feeling of them is, it's just very unique to Harley. It's not exactly a smooth ride. I'm sure it is on some bikes, but the ones I was riding around on, it's kind of like this Tundra. Okay, I got the TRD Pro suspension. It's a bumpy ride. We got all-terrain tires that are pretty aggressive, but you know what? It's the feel that I like in a vehicle. Gives a lot of feedback. I feel like a Harley Davidson motorcycle gave me more feedback than a lot of other motorcycles. I like to feel the bumps under me, and you know, the connection between you and the motorcycle is very important because you don't want to hurt yourself. So, but my biggest con was actually physically owning the bike without having a garage. Good news is now I, you know, have my own house. I'm not so close to the ocean anymore. And, you know, I got a shed that could fit a motorcycle. I could always get one of those bike tents. You know, there's definitely things like that. So pro of motorcycle is everything about riding. Cons of motorcycle is everything about owning if you don't have a garage. Also, in New Jersey, there are a lot of people who text and drive, which is a problem all over the country for sure. Here, I feel like it's really bad. So obviously there is a few safety concerns with riding a motorcycle, but you know what? You can't live your life being afraid of trying things, you know? So, but that is one thing I do want to bring up because I know people will bring that up to me in the comments below. So those are my two main options right now. A really sick Camry XS EV6, practical and fun, or a Harley Davidson motorcycle where I'm living it up again on a bike. And I also have a sick truck, so there really is no losing. By the way, I know I'm probably going to get this comment as well. Which Harley Davidson am I looking at? There's actually 3 in different price ranges. The cheapest one is the Harley Davidson 48, which is a 1200cc bike. It's a Sportster, but it has forward control. So if you ride motorcycles, forward control, so I could fit on the bike a little better. The bike I actually owned had mid controls, and I was a little too tall for it, so the way my legs sat on the bike was a little bit cramped. So forward controls are a big deal this time. So that's the cheapest one that I would go for. Middle of the road would be a Street Bob, which is a Harley bobber. And my real want is a Fat Bob, it's called. So go check them out on the Harley website. Tell me what you think. Of course, we're going on the hashtag no chrome road. So we're gonna need those things blacked out. And guess what? That option is available on all 3. So like I said, let me know which one you think. Like I said, I am totally right in the middle on everything, and yes, this entire rant was coffee fueled. So I thank you for watching. Twitter and Instagram at TundraDude34, TundraDude34 at gmail.com. You guys have a fantastic day. I look forward to your comments.